Hi, this is episode 335 of A Couple of Things. Today's episode was recorded in July. So, for context, okay.
My name is Maryam, and I'm the host of a podcast called Finance Chat with Maryam. And I'm on a couple of things podcast with Lade. And basically, we had random conversations, me rambling on about journey, money, life, retirement. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I can be a bit serious and intense when I'm talking, so sorry for that.
Also, none of what we spoke about is financial advice.
Lade, I think they're very well aware.
Me fair wala. All right, thanks. Hi, I'm Lade, and today I have a guest. And this is one of my newest friends. And I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Maryam,
Oh,
and yeah.
okay,
That's
so who
best
is
I can introduce
Mariam?
myself. Just say Maria.
What should we know about her? What does she like? What does she do?
Um, Mariam is Mariam is a
This
girl.
guy, please.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Are you
Mariam
being a
identifies
serious
as a
person?
girl. She works in finance. I am serious. She works in finance, and let's see. She enjoys playing games and traveling and spending time with
Yeah,
mostly
Mariam does enjoy
family and
traveling. Like
friends.
almost half the time when I ask this babe where she's not in the Netherlands. So definitely a traveler. Uh am I lying?
Don't make it sound like
But I'm
that.
not lying.
Don't make it sound like that. I travel like maybe a few
Okay,
times, and
but
that's when you
okay, no,
usually
but like
message
the
me,
fact
like,
of the
"Where are
matter is
you?"
that most
It's
of the
just
time when I message you, you are not in the Netherlands.
coincidental.
But that's what happens.
Whatever makes you sleep at night.
Okay,
Whatever makes you
so
sleep at
we'll
night.
start off with a question I ask everybody. What is on your mind today?
What's on my mind today? Honestly, it's even nothing deep or serious. I've been thinking all morning what I would like to eat. I
No, there's no right or
don't know
wrong
if
answer.
that's the right
Oh.
answer
It's
to this
just what's on your
question.
mind.
Like
What's on your
literally,
mind?
that's the, that's literally what I've been thinking about because I feel like I've been eating the same
Hmm.
kind of food for the past 1 week, rice and pasta.
Like
So I
Nigerian
would
food.
like something different. I don't. No.
Oh,
The
okay.
rice and pasta I'm eating is Nigerian food, but I want something different. But I don't know exactly what I want. And if like when I think about what I want, I'm thinking
Hmm.
about ofada rice and sauce, specifically from
Ah, you
Abeokuta.
want to
Oh
get
well, I'm in
Abel Kuta or
Netherlands. I
Father
can't get that.
Rice? Wow.
So
And the Father sauce.
and sauce. There's a particular place where I
That's
buy
what's on your
it
mind
in
today. That
Abeokuta,
part,
and
that
that's what is in
particular
my
of Father
mind
Rice
that
and
I want to
sauce.
eat. Yeah, and that's what is on my mind today. So yeah, then since I can't get it, I have to
Mm.
find like a sort of replacement. So I
Yeah, I
can't
don't
think
know.
of
Does
any right
okay?
now. So
I
it's
have some
it's bugging
recommendations
me.
after. I don't know if they actually sell Father Rice, but they may have, and I'll send them to you on WhatsApp if they meet your
Um,
if they meet your need.
I mean, I doubt they'll meet it,
Yeah,
but I mean, it's better than no
try.
option. So
I can
basically,
also
that's what
make it
has
for
been on my
you
mind.
if you pay me well enough. But
Do you know how it is made?
hmm
So there are different ways you make ayamashi. These ones actually properly use knife to cut it, and they don't
yeah,
even use
that
any
who
form of
cooks
tomato
ofada
at
with
all,
tomato?
and it is chopped.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Some people do. They chop the habanero and the, I don't know what they call it, paprika and onions and stuff like that. And there's a way
Yeah.
they saute the sauce, and God, I can't even describe it.
Okay. What else is on your mind? Is there anything else on your mind today, or is just the father rice?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Mm.
also thinking about my
Oh,
retirement
Miriam is a finance
plan
babe. I don't know why
that's
you
been
didn't
going
start
on
with
for
that.
like 2 weeks. So
Oh, okay, yeah, you did say that.
I
But
said I
no,
work in
I work in
finance.
finance. It's different from I'm a finance babe.
I
You're a
did put
finance babe.
sh- sure. Anyways, I've always wanted to retire at
Mm.
30, since as young as I can
Mm.
remember, to be honest. When I entered uni, I shifted the goalpost to 35.
Reality tunes.
So, then this year started, and I said to myself, I was like, you know what? If I actually don't make up my mind and say, Miriam, this is what you want, I'll enter my 30s and
Mm.
shift the goalpost again. So I took
Mm.
back the goalpost to 30 in the beginning of this year. So now I'm thinking, what do I need to do to retire at 30? And how can I retire at 30 and basically not be poor?
Okay, so first of all, how much time do you have left on your timeline? Okay.
I have
Do
three
you have
years
you have a target
hopefully.
amount? Definitely. Like this is the amount that I need to be able to retire.
You know the funniest thing? I don't. So when I say retire, okay, that's the thing. I always argue with like my friend about this. When I say retire, I don't mean
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not working anymore. So retire for me, it's not. Oh, I'm just when I think about retire, I think about my grandma, for example. It's not like I'm not doing anything. It's just I do what I want when I want, how I
Mm.
want it.
So you could still be in the workforce.
So I can wake up this. No, I'm not doing 9 to 5, but but it can be a situation where I can wake up this morning and say, I don't feel like it. I'm sleeping at home. And well,
Mm.
there are no consequences. And it's not like
Mm.
money is going to stop flowing. Why there are some days that I'm more active and I'm gingered and I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Something like that. So I want to basically have options. I don't want to feel restricted and tied down to, I don't know, certain things or commitments or stuff like that. So basically that's what I identify as retirement. So which is why I don't have, instead of having an amount in mind, what I have is what can I do that will put me in that
So, but
position
how
in
do you
life.
how would you know that okay, I've achieved this goal of retiring?
How I know is by the time I submit my resignation letter at 30, I don't have anxiety
Hmm.
about what's next to come because I have a plan on what I can do to achieve
Nice.
my
Okay.
dreams. So it's not about having 50K in the bank account and savings because even if I have 50K, I'll finish it. Because it's true, I might not finish it in the year, I might not finish it in two
We'll
or
finish,
3 years, but
yeah.
at some point it will finish. And I'm back to where I started. Even if it's like, because it's easy to say a number. Even if you say it's easy to say a number because you are not imagining you having that number yet. But once you have it, you realize it's
Yeah.
easy to spend money, especially if you have it. So instead of having a number in mind, it's just what can I do to make sure that by the time I retire at 30, I'm
Hmm.
okay, I'm
Okay.
good, I'm
That's
fine.
very interesting. I don't think I've
So that's what
heard anyone talk about
that's
like
what I'm putting on
retirement
my.
from this perspective. Although I also don't think like when I think about retirement, I also don't that picture of somebody who's just not doing anything at all. I don't get it because I don't know that that can be me. So it's not like oh I'm going to stop working. I know I always say like oh I can't wait to stop working, but I just know that it's like if I don't work for too long I feel like my body will begin to itch and
Yeah, yeah, like I also think I'm not like one of those people that can like stand still and do nothing, which is why I said when I mean I want to retire, like first of all,
yeah
I don't want to do a 9 to 5. Secondly, even like freelancer contracting, like these are options, but I still don't know
mm,
how I feel about that yet. So basically, I need to think for myself something that kind of suits the
yeah
kind of lifestyle I want. I want to travel whenever I want. I want to, like, of course, I enjoy living in Netherlands, but I want to be able to be like, you know what, the weather is so shitty and I'm going to be shitty for the next 3 months. I'm
Mm,
just going to Nigeria and chill, or I'm going to this and chill. And, you know, my life still goes on. It doesn't look like
yeah.
I'm sacrificing
Yeah, I
anything.
saw on
Do you
Reddit the
understand?
other day, and some guy was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he spends like half his year in the Netherlands, and then the other half in another, like I think in Spain or Portugal or something, in like one of those warmer European countries." I was like, "That is very
Hmm.
interesting. That's a very interesting life to have to maintain two
And see,
residences in two countries."
that's the lifestyle.
Nice, nice,
That's the lifestyle, you know.
nice. Okay, so retirement is on your mind, or father rights is on your mind. Is there anything else on your mind?
No, that's this too. What about you? Enough
No,
about me.
I talk
What's on
about
your
what's on my
mind?
mind every day on this podcast.
And what's on your mind on this particular day, this particular moment where you're talking to
What's on my mind right
Maryam?
now
What's on your
is what's
mind?
question I want to ask you next. You can't catch me on my podcast, ma. It's my podcast.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, cool.
Fair.
You,
I'll
you
catch you
catch me
another
another
time,
time,
you
okay?
slob.
All right. So, what do you enjoy doing in like? Actually, before we go to what you enjoy doing in the Netherlands, how did you come to move to the Netherlands?
How did I? Oh, what happened? Okay. So after school, I started working in Lagos, and after almost a year of working, I got bored because the work I was doing, I was working as an accountant for a company then, felt very mundane, like very, what's the word? Is it
Yeah,
routine like? Like it had the same, it's
yeah.
monotonous, yeah. It had the same routine and everything. And I get that kind of thing makes me get bored easily. So at some point, I started like feeling a bit sad. So I was kind of not happy. I won't say I was depressed, but I was just not happy and stuff like
Mm.
that. So the first thing I did was I decided to take a holiday time off. Luckily, while I was taking a time off. No, actually, no, I didn't decide to take a time off. My mom knew I was feeling a bit down and stuff, so she wanted to travel out of the country and stuff. And then she asked me if I wanted to follow her because I didn't think of taking the time off. And I was like, "Who is paying?" And she said she's paying. So I said, okay, sure, like let's go together and stuff. So I took time off from the office, and while we were on the trip, you won't realize sometimes I feel like if you feel overwhelmed sometimes, maybe I think that's when I learned like sometimes if you feel overwhelmed, maybe you just need to step out of the space for a minute to
Yeah.
just think. So it was during that trip, like I we had a conversation and and it kind of like sort of cleared my head because I was out for like 2 weeks. It kind of cleared my head and stuff like that. So I realized that actually that was when I realized that the job was the problem. I was enjoying what I was doing because I felt happier. Because I felt a bit happier. So when I came back, the next thing I did was I resigned. So I resigned from the job and I was at home. So while I was at home, usually now, I don't know how it is for most people. And in Nigeria now, so like you finish school, you're working, you resign. But even if you resign, after 1 week, they're like, okay, cool, you resign. After 2 weeks, they're like, cool, you resign. After some point,
What
it's
are
like,
you doing?
okay, what are you with your life? So my mom then used to tell me since when I was a child, she's like, she only owes me two things in life regarding my education. She said, bachelor's and master's. That's the only
She
thing
even
she
wanted
owes me.
master. She's
That
nice,
after
so
that, even if I like, she said after that, if I was to do a PhD of my own and stuff like that. So I finished my bachelor's, I had not done my master's. So I said, so I was like, okay. Then she was like, so what have you been doing? Like after like 3 weeks, she was asking like, what are you doing? So I just said that, oh, I'm applying to master's program. Actually, I was not. I was like, I'm applying to master's program, and then she was like, in which countries? I was like, Canada, because that's usually where most people go to. They go to, at least that I know. If they're not going to UK, they're going to Canada. And I didn't really want to do my master's in
Mm.
UK then. And I started the Canada process. It was too stressful, so I gave up in the middle. I'm not going to lie, it was too stressful. I felt like the open was so stressful because after then you apply, then you have to do like the study visa, so much documentation, so much places to go and get your what they call it, qualifications certified. I just got tired in the middle, so I just gave up on that one. Even I tried to get an agent, but I still gave up even with the agent. Anyways, then what happened? Then I was like, okay, my mom is expecting me to give her an answer of what I want to study. I need to provide an answer. So I tried to like, okay, let me check EU. Okay, I know I don't want to go to the UK. And I was like, okay, which country in Europe is English speaking? When I mean English speaking, like at least majority of people there speak English. And I don't have language barrier, so I already excluded Germany because Germany was also another option. I excluded
Mm.
Germany. So I don't know. Netherlands have never been on my radar, not even for 1 second in my life. I'm not even gonna lie. Then Netherlands started popping up, and I was like, okay, okay, there's a country called Netherlands because I knew that was Holland. Even when I told my mom I was going to Netherlands, she was like, where's that? I was like, Holland. She's like, Holland. Okay, I know that one now. She's like, why are you calling it Netherlands? I said, because that's the actual name of the country. It's not
I think
Holland
everybody in our
and stuff
parents'
like that.
generation
So I
calls it
started
Holland.
research.
Because my dad also calls it Holland.
Exactly. I was like, yeah, because I was like, when I said Netherlands, she didn't even understand. Then I started like seeing different schools. So I applied and I got admission and I came here and I'm here.
Nice. That is nice. So it was school to work pipeline, basically. No, but your mom is
Yeah.
nice that she even added
School to
masters
work.
to what she owes you because many parents after undergrad
It's just bachelors and that's it, right?
after that
I know, I know.
you figure the rest out
After that, you're on
yourself.
your own. Whatever you want to, I'm telling you, you're on your own. Whatever you want to do. No, but I've always done like since when I was in high school. Because she already told me she was like, "Date night OU is bachelor's and masters." 'Cause my mom actually thinks that having a master is very important. So she's like, she sees it as part of the required level of education she should have.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
That's nice for you.
that works
Okay.
out.
So how has it been life in the Netherlands?
Um, It's been great. I mean, it's not definitely easy moving from one country to another. There are like things you are going to sacrifice in exchange for that. But in general, I can't complain. Netherlands has been good to me. Um, in more ways than I even thought. And yeah, I think it has been great for me,
What
to
has
be
been your
honest.
favorite thing so far about being here?
What has been my favorite thing? Good question. I got English. Um, English is hard. Can I just say this in Yoruba? Anyway, it's been accessible to other
Mm.
countries. That's one of the things I love about the country. And what else? It's just in its own way, it provides comfort in its own way. That like it's not the kind of comfort you would expect if you're in Nigeria, but in its own way, it does provide its comfort. It also teaches you independence. Um, I would actually say being accessible to other countries. That's the only thing I like about this country. Wait. Okay, no, you're making me feel bad now. No. I also like the.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're making me feel bad now. Wait. Let me think. Let me think. They have beautiful roads, good architecture.
Okay.
Stop it, like they have okay. You, what do you like about this
Again,
country?
this is my podcast. You can't, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot. You're not interviewing me, I'm interviewing you.
No, 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 no. No, share
Okay,
with
what
us
do
what
I
you like
like?
about
I
this
like
country. Because now I told you my
I
answer.
think that the Netherlands is actually a great place to be. I haven't been to that many other countries, so I don't have much else to compare it with. And even
Mm-hmm.
beyond visiting, like I haven't lived anywhere else besides Nigeria. I visited maybe two or three other countries, but I really like it here. I don't know. I don't think that there's just one thing. It's just a vibe. There's a vibe around it that I like. Like I spent a lot of time in Berlin, as well, and I did
Mm-hmm.
not like the vibe of Berlin. But I like the vibe of Amsterdam in particular because that's where I live. I can't speak for the whole of the Netherlands, but one of the things I really do appreciate is how easy it is to go everywhere in the Netherlands. Like there's this ease, and I don't even mean like outside the country. I mean within the Netherlands itself. There's just this ease with which you can get to places. Again, speaking specifically for Amsterdam, which is where I live and where I have lived the whole time, it's easy to get from point A to point B. It doesn't take too long. The transport system is
Mm-hmm.
so good. And let me also just say
Mm-hmm.
24-hour lights. I don't know. Like again, many people may think that it's not a big deal, but and there's 24-hour lights.
It is a
There's
big
24-hour
deal.
lights in many other countries in the world, but that's one thing I do appreciate here. And I also like how
The transport
I feel
line.
like the things that I like about the Netherlands is just as a functioning society. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's very sad because the reason why these things matter so much to me is because I come from a country where this society is not functioning properly.
Hey, you speak for yourself. I don't know which country you're talking about.
Okay, I didn't say anything about the country you come from. And I said about the one where I come from. We don't have
Okay,
24
okay,
hour
okay.
lights
So okay,
to
it's
do
true.
anything in
We
with
came
the
from different
government.
countries.
I don't know. I don't know. To do anything government related takes forever. And like here, everything is so straightforward. You fill a form on a website, you get a mail in the post. Like it's just so easy. Like you're not going over 1 million hurdles to do basic simple things. And this could be many other countries in the world, but this is the one where I find myself in currently. And so I like that and I enjoy that. And I also like it's in Europe,
Hmm.
which feels nearer to home
Yeah,
than the other places.
yeah.
So I also like that I'm close enough to home. And also that then I like that the Netherlands is small. I realized when I moved here that I'm actually not a big city girl. I like small cities. Yeah, so also that. So did you think of
That's
anything new
fair.
in all this time or
No, I was just gonna say it has its charms.
yeah. And I do want to explore the Netherlands this summer, which brings me to a
Which
related
side would you like to
question.
go?
Do you have summer plans?
No,
Do you have summer plans?
no,
You're not traveling anywhere.
no. I do not have summer plans. I think
I find that very hard to believe.
I already exhausted my traveling quota this year, so I don't
Hmm.
think I'll
Okay.
be doing any of
That I believe.
I don't think I'll be doing any of that unless somebody's taking me to
Hmm.
travel for free. But apart from that,
Hmm.
no, I don't. At least right now,
Okay.
I don't have any traveling plans. So,
Okay. So what kind of things do you enjoy doing?
when
Maybe here, anywhere. Anyway, just in life in general. What are the things that bring you joy in life?
I'm really an I'm really an indoor, a bit indoorish. Just give me a great TV show, and you might not see me outside for a while. What else? Honestly, I didn't realize how much I enjoy hanging out with my family until recently. Like even something as simple as being on calls with them and just watching like things play out in the background from the background and stuff like that. I do enjoy hanging out with friends. What else do I enjoy? I enjoy planning things as well. What else? Mm, I think that it's I enjoy anything in particular. I already said I enjoy traveling. I already mentioned that I enjoy traveling. Um, I love going on road trips. I love to do it more, but
Mhm.
I don't want to be the one driving. I want to be like sleeping at the back or at the
Passenger
front.
princess.
Yeah, exactly. I don't do it as much as I would like. I like to do it more, so that would be nice. What else? I think that's basically things I enjoy. I don't, I won't, I'm not one of those that say I like to try like new restaurants or new food. No, I'm very basic with my food. Just give me what I'm already used to and I'll be good. So
Yeah.
now,
Okay. Cool. Let's go back to money where we started this from. Right. So as a finance babe, how do you handle your money?
ah, have you ever heard of saying that finance people are the ones that even like they're very terrible at handling their money?
Personal finance, yes. I know I'm not the same, but I know from experience.
Yes, they are like they can help you with your own finances, but their finances are like in deep shit. I think that's sort of how I would describe my finances. They're all over the place right now. To
Mhm.
be honest, why are they all over the place? I have so many big changes happening this year, and with big
Yeah.
changes comes sometimes you have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, with
following
big
you.
changes sometimes comes with bigger financial obligations. So I think basically in the first half of this year, it was like I was dipping. But I think the second half of the year, I expect it to be better in Q3 than now deep in Q4. So
Mm,
I don't know if that answers your
nice.
question, but basically that's the situation of my finances. It's getting better in
Yeah, but like what is your like do you have any money principles even if you don't always follow them? Like are there any um principles that you follow in how you manage your money,
mm,
or has it changed compared to the last couple of years?
I think one thing that I would say I always do is regardless of how pinch I am or how tight my expenses are, or even when my expenses are not tight, one thing I try to do is at least set something aside to either save or invest. So like no
Mm,
matter like how, let me use the word, like if I feel like, oh my god, I have so many expenses this year, like no matter how bad it is, I always need to feel the need to put something aside and either decide whether I want to save that as part of my emergency fund or invest that. I think that's literally like the only rule I have. Like always put something aside.
okay. Yeah, I think that is a very great thing to do, and I've been trying to do that more recently. I used to do that a lot before, and then things happened in
And then
life.
you start doing that.
But now I try to but yeah, I'm trying to get back on that. Like even like
Mm,
every money I get, save or invest a
yeah.
part of it. Very
Uh,
helpful thing. And my bank also has this thing that every time you spend money, it takes like a percentage and puts in a
Is which
savings
bank
sub
is that?
account
Let
for
me
you,
join the bank.
which is nice.
Yeah,
I'll send it to
no,
you.
I don't know.
Which is nice. It's not like
Hmm.
a lot of money, but it's like nice, like spend money at the end of the month or after like 3 months. You can use it to buy yourself something nice or transfer that to like your long term investments or split or whatever. So it's nice. I stopped it before
Yeah,
as well,
I
but
have actually
something I want
heard of
to
some platforms
get
doing
back
it, but I've
on
not
as
really
well.
researched like, oh, like doing it and stuff like that. So I didn't really. But if you say it's nice, then maybe I'll
Yeah.
check it out or something. Yeah, but usually, like people always assume that when I say I have to put something aside, they assume that it's something like Maybe since I'm in Netherlands, I'll just talk in euros. Maybe something as much as 50 euros. Sometimes as little as 10 or 15 euros. It's basically not about the amount itself. It's more about the discipline.
Just doing the thing, yeah.
Like this.
So you don't have like a percentage. You just
So I do have a specific amount, not a percentage, and
okay.
the amount increases according to my compensation. And
Mm,
sometimes, I don't know, if an extra cash comes in that I didn't plan for, I also kind of like shoot up the amount. So I don't use a percentage. So, because I first need to understand
okay.
like what my monthly expenses are. So in my head, I say to myself, this is the minimum I need to save in a good month. This is the minimum I need to save. So so first of all, the first thing I do is I first take out the minimum that I need to save, put that aside. So then I wait for the bills to come.
Yeah.
Then if all the bills come and go, then I look into my account again and say, okay, what's left? Do I have any major expense or something this year, this month? Okay, no. Okay, it seems I can do more than my minimum. Okay, let's put that there.
Mm.
So basically that's how it works for me.
So your expenses are not really fixed per month. They vary.
No, of course I have fixed ones, but I have very
No, I'm like yeah, in general.
yeah, I have of course fixed ones, but the reason why my expenses vary is based on what I've made plans or committed to. So, for example, if it's a month in which I'm
For that
traveling,
month.
huh? If
Yeah.
it's a month in which I'm traveling, of course, I'm going to spend more. Or if it's a
Hmm.
month where, I don't know, I'm going to be hanging out with friends more. So, for example, maybe in the coming more summerish month or this thing, I would expect that, oh, I would go out more, maybe for food, for drink.
Yeah.
Because another thing I try not to take for granted is like all these experiences. So I try
Yeah.
to plan for it as well. Like for example, going for concert. I remember um one of the comedians I really like to see is Trevor Noah. So I remember sometime in February, I said I was coming in August or September. And at that moment I was like, I didn't even care if it's my last cup. I'm going to go enter my last cup to go and buy a ticket to go and watch Trevor Noah in August or September. So it's things like that, like that basically makes my expenses variable. Like, or if there's somebody I like that is coming that I would like to watch, or basically, or if my friend has a birthday and I want to buy a gift for the friend, or something, or anything. So these are the kind of extra things.
Yeah, those kinds of
Yeah, I
things.
always try to
Yeah.
put money aside because I also think, apart from saving and investing, these little things also make up our daily life, like our current
Yeah, I
life.
mean
Yeah.
like my friend sent me this very funny, hilarious meme,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, something about like if I invest for my future, my present is going to die or something like that. And it was so hilarious because it's like, I mean, you're currently living right now, so I feel like there has to be a healthy
Yeah,
balance
exactly.
between saving for the future and living in the now and enjoying the now because like life is short,
Exactly. That's what most people
right?
don't.
Oh yeah, I found
Don't
it.
say.
So it's like
What do you say?
somebody's like, you're putting your future at risk if you don't
Mm-hmm.
invest now, and then somebody replied like, if I don't also eat now, my present will be at risk. So
So where do we
so
go from
like
here?
it's very important, right? You have to strike a balance, and I also feel like sometimes the conversation about money and saving and everything is so narrow that like no, everybody must. I feel like there's not enough acknowledgement that not everybody is able to. There's not enough acknowledgement that not everybody is able to always save or invest at certain points,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because maybe they don't have enough income and things like that. And so I feel like financial education is so like the way people it's just so limited to just save investment, but not even talking about the other things surrounding that, like your income, how to increase your income, how to manage your expenses, and how to also do the things that delight you and bring you joy, even as you're saving for your future.
Do you know? Do you know one of the um interesting thing. Like when the person first said it, I was like, ouch, that's mean. And afterwards, like 2 or 3 or 5 minutes later, you kind of sit and digest it and you're like, you know what? Fair, fact. So it's basically one of the interviews I did, and I asked somewhere like, okay, if someone had 50K
In like euros or
to
dollars or naira.
in
Okay.
naira, if someone only was earning, I can't remember what the question was. I think it was if someone was earning 50K, or no, sorry, if someone only had 50K to invest, what would you advise the person? And the person said, first of all, first take part of the money and go and eat. Then you now use the rest to go and take courses to help you improve your income or something like that. So, at first, when you first hear that at first, it's like, how, what do you mean? 50K is still a lot of money. But then you think about it and like, actually, if the person in a whole year is only able to save up 50K, then it means the person's income is probably is low. So which means what you should be focusing on is improving your current income, right? So at the end of the day, I thought it was a great advice because we need to, as I said, we need to find a balance between, people always saying like you can
Small
start
success.
saving as little as you can, and this thing. Again, I do agree, but we need to give context to
Yeah.
this thing, right? So when I tell somebody you can start saving as little as you can, I'm telling somebody like I don't know, like I know in Nigeria now, like there's like inflation, everything is expensive, the income is stagnant, nothing is moving. In that kind of situation, I don't know how you want to tell somebody who can never afford to go to work 5 days a week, to be taking money out, to be saving or
Yeah.
investing. So the best advice I can give the person is your first focus should be increasing your income. So if you are able to keep money aside, don't save or invest that money because whether we like it or not, saving or investing is from a long-term perspective. But at the end of the day, if your current situation is needs you to, if you don't solve your current situation, you might not even be able to survive
The
up to
future
from that
that you're looking
perspective.
for.
So this is what I came for. So I would say like increase your income, and when they mean increase your income, it doesn't mean like oh you have to earn. I'm talking in naira terms now, like 500K a month in Nigeria or this thing. Like depending on your situation, like for example, if you're living at home with your parent and you're earning like 200 to 50, you can
Yeah.
save. Actually, you can start saving, you can start investing because one of the things, the biggest expense most
It's
individuals
rent.
have is rent or mortgage if you're
Yeah.
abroad or even in Nigeria, some people have mortgage. So if that's already been taken care of because you're living at home, then I mean fair, then I can say, you know what, divide your money into like two
Oh, by the way,
segments,
none
like
of
the
this
money you're
is
putting
financial
aside. One,
advice. This is not a financial podcast. You want to put caveats. This is not financial advice. We're just two friends
okay,
talking, and you are listening to our conversation.
sorry, I got distracted. Exactly, I got distracted in this conversation. Anyways, so partly you save or invest or whatever you want to do with one of it. And the second one, as we grow, you also need to grow. So which means you also take money aside to develop yourself, grow in your field, your career. So your 250 can go to 500. Your 500 can become a million. And then you have more money to save and to
Hmm.
invest and to do whatever you want to do with your life. I'm not a what they call it. I'm not an advisor, but that's the way I see
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So I think this is a good place for us to wrap it up. Is there anything else that you would like to add? To one last thing you would like to leave the
Um,
listeners with?
yes. Sorry. Do I? 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 Oh. I like us to think about this question. I actually heard it from another podcast and I've been thinking about
But
it.
when I said what's on your mind, you
And I
didn't
should actually
say it.
have asked you on your podcast. No, it's not on my mind, but it's a question that has been bugging me. And I heard it from another podcast I
Okay.
listened to. It was like, what can you do? And this is for Nigerian audiences. What can you do in Nigeria? Very legal, very straightforward, that would give you a billionaire profit every year.
Hmm. That's an interesting question. I don't know. I have nothing comes to my mind at all.
They have been thinking a lot about the question. What's kind, because we need to separate revenue and profit. So
Yeah.
what I'm talking about
Yeah,
is
profits, not
profit. A
revenue.
billionaire profit every year. No revenue. A billionaire profit every year. What can you do?
Hmm.
So think about that.
The only thing I can think about
That's
right
what I want to
now
leave everybody with.
is I don't know. I actually can't think of anything. But that's a very interesting question. Cool. So I'm also trying out new things for these conversations every time, and I have a question for you that is a random question. Do you prefer mornings or
Hmm.
evenings?
In what
That's it.
context?
It's just a do you prefer this or that? Answer, pick one.
Okay. Let's see. I am more of. It depends. It depends. You have to give me context.
There's no context. I'm literally
Huh?
using a conversation card
Okay.
and it says
Evening.
what?
Evenings.
Okay, cool. Thank you for answering my random this or that question. And it's a wrap. Thank you. By the way, a couple of months back, I was also on Miriam's podcast to talk about money, and I will also link to that in the show notes. Yeah, that's it for today's episode. Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.